Hi Aquarius, Happy New Year. Welcome to your January 2017 reading. This will be expanded as usual, but I'm also going to include a quarterly preview of the whole year of 2017. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything unravels for your sign this month. As always, let's begin with channeled information, which comes when I'm meditating and shuffling and thinking about your sign. For you, this is a month to step outside of what you normally do. Exploration is your theme, and so that means it's a month where you're going to be challenged to be a little bit more bold, make some decisions that are going to allow or hopefully give you the opportunity to basically step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, let's shuffle the deck and look at the cards as they fall. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, I want to say hello and let you know that every month I start off with channeled information like we just saw, then we look at a Celtic cross, and I expand it out to look at areas of health, wealth, love, and destiny like I said earlier. So let's see what the general information is for Aquarius, and then we'll look at those expanded viewpoints. One more card I like to pull when I'm looking at a general reading is a catalyst card. And this is really the glue that holds everything together, and probably the most important card that I could pick the entire reading. So we have this beautiful card that says Vision Quest or Desert. And with the Desert card, it's about coming through a period where you feel like either things have been missing, things have been quiet, maybe that you've been pulling back a little bit and isolated. But part of this is a journey that you've been on, basically. A vision quest is when you go and seek answers and just wait for either a sign from the universe or a sense of calm so that you know that you're ready to go to the next step. So don't be afraid with this sort of dual message here of exploration. For some of you, you might want to go on some sort of a spiritual vision quest. For others, it might just be trying something new, like I said, stepping outside of your comfort zone. When we look at your general spread this month, first thing that I notice is a need to take care of your energy, because usually when I see either wands or swords reverse, it can show either a lack of wanting to be as active as you normally are or feeling a little bit fatigued. And for this, it feels like sometimes I see communication, sometimes I see energy. For you, I saw energy. So taking care of yourself, making sure that your sleep cycle is in a good place, and also that if you are exercising, that you're feeling like it's still challenging, that you're getting something out of it, you might need to change that up a little bit. In matters of communication, as we're coming out of a retrograde, the reversal of the swords card is saying, just be careful. I'm seeing this across all signs, and that makes sense since we're still going through that. Just be very mindful of written and text and oral communication. You just have to be very careful. This is crossed by a very good card. The Three of Wands is showing that February and March in particular are going to be a lot better for you than January. It feels like you're getting through a difficult period or a challenging period, and I see a lot of opportunities on the horizon. With that being said, I almost get this sense of restlessness for some of you, because I look in the deep past and I see the World card. It's a card of expansion. It's a card of for some of you, maybe having traveled or published or distributed something. And if not, with this card here in your recent past, it's showing a need to do so. So if you felt pent up, if you felt like you need to explore, expand, experience, then that's really what's going to happen for you. But in the month of January, you might have to put a pause on that until about the middle of the month. The 10th or 11th are a lot easier for you. And honestly, I see 10 months out as being when you're most likely to have luck when it comes to planning a long-term trip or maybe seeing another country. So there is travel in your future, but right now in the near future, it's more about getting through small tasks and opportunities. And you're going to be able to like check things off your list around the 10th of the month. Even with that being said, there could be a requirement for some of you to do a little bit of interstate travel. And so maybe either you're going to have to go back and forth between a job or between a loved one's house, or traffic. There's going to be some delays in travel a little bit for you, and a requirement to do extra travel than you're used to. So just be open to that. The other thing with this is a symbolic sort of journey, which goes hand in hand with the Vision Quest card that we're seeing here. So you may need to go on a retreat or to get yourself out of the city or the town that you live in, so that you can experience either some quiet or different state of mind, or people that are of a different state of mind or being. And then as I look at your financial situation, this month there may be a little bit of expenditure in home improvements or maintenance, or whether you pay quarterly taxes or something that's going to require a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your money. It does not feel like it's the end of the world. I would say brace yourself for that. It's something I've seen with a lot of signs over the course of January. When I look at your ego card, there's a tendency for some of the Aquarians out there to get into a cycle where you're wondering what's going to happen next. It's a worry card, basically. And I've seen a lot of Eight of Swords this month, and basically what I would say is it's good to be concerned and to think about the future, but not to obsess on it. So it's a good time for you to maybe give some of this to prayer and meditation. Meditate in this Vision Quest is also a card that you can use to push forward positive meditations and manifestations. So if you've never done this before, what you can think about is something that you want to achieve in your life. If you're not happy with where you live, if you're not happy with what you do for a living, or with who you're with, what you can think about is, really form up in your mind this future that you want. See all of the elements coming to you. Push it off in the future, because things need time to manifest. So maybe push it out 3 months, 5 months, 10 months. See where you want this to happen, and then start to imagine all of the things coming to you, almost like reverse dominoes. And then you're going to basically start the action this month, and then the whole sequence will start to happen. And you'll trust that the universe is creating this beautiful sort of domino action, so that you can get to that end point and achieve exactly what you want. That's how you get out of the Eight of Swords. You want to start thinking of positive energy and positive trajectories. Stop thinking about what isn't working, or the fear of something that may not work. When I see the Star card in reverse in your environment card, this is actually quite promising. What it means is, for some of you, there's going to be a little bit of a spiritual awakening, or you could meet someone in your life that really wakes up a part of you that you forgot about. The other thing that comes through for some of you that are a little bit more shy or introspective is to not deny yourself who you truly are. Sometimes people wonder why there's nudity in the cards. It's about being closer to the truth or divinity. In some of the antiquity, you'll notice that gods and goddesses are portrayed in the nude, and it's because they are powerful. There's no shame. It's basically an expression of power and divinity. Demigods are often half clothed, and that's because they're half the way there. So whenever you see nudity and whenever the card's reversed, what I read that is being closer. You need to be closer to your truth. Don't hide behind things because other people expect it. Try to be much more in tune with who you are and what you want, and things will come easier to you. If you sort of live a facade or don't honor those those inclinations that you have, then it creates a schism with those dominoes that we were talking about. I actually look at your hopes and fears, and I feel like you're okay as far as your health goes, but what I want you to try to do is worry less about fixing other people, because the Strength card, as wonderful as it is, it can sometimes indicate a tendency to manipulate or stress or try to meddle. And so what I would say is focus on your happiness, your own fulfillment, and support others, but don't feel like you have to get pulled into the dramatic ups and downs that they may be experiencing. As I said earlier, I feel like you're in a 1 or 2 month cycle here where February and March are going to be much, much easier for you. This month is about projecting, dreaming, planning, and this card has come up in the same position for some other signs, or it's been in the spread here. So a lot of Two of Wands, a lot of planning over the future. One thing that I am really getting for your sign in particular is a longing to either travel or engage with worldly ideas. So this can also mean deciding that you want to learn about world religions, world traditions, experience new cuisine, world food, or pick up a book or movie, see a movie that's all about travel and experiencing life outside of wherever you live. So honor that in whatever way you can, however your budget allows, even if it's going to the library and checking out a book or looking at a movie on public television. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of honor that without spending money. But if you can travel, this is a good time to start booking and planning ahead, probably more towards June, but April, May, June. But we'll take a look at the whole year and we'll see when travel is better for you. So let's go ahead and expand the forecast. I'll turn the camera down so you can see all the cards and watch as I shuffle. All right, so we'll begin with health. And this includes your mind, body, and your spirit cards, or aspects of your personality, rather. So for you, give us your cares. And this is about everyone in your life that is around you, that you support. And Aquarius is great this way because as an air sign, you're very good at empathizing, being maternal, being supportive, understanding things that other signs can't, except maybe a Libra or a Gemini, but you're that air quality that allows you to go higher level and to feel or to understand things is great. What that also means, though, is that it's okay for you to pick up the phone and ask for help, or and this is a theme I'm seeing this month as well. Don't be shy, don't be afraid. More likely than not, the friends around you whom you've supported so wonderfully over the past several years will be more than happy to be a listening ear for you, but you just don't ask enough. All right, for your wealth and career opportunities, we have clear yourself. There's a lot of clearing that I'm getting over these cards this month. It says, ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. The other thing with this is with your money situation, because this is really about clearing. So I would say clear debt, clear purchases that you don't need. Maybe you have, maybe you inherited a collection of LP albums, or maybe you inherited some sort of other antique collection that you don't want, and there's a lot of energy attached to it. What you can do is actually either donate or sell that, and that's going to alleviate the energy component and also give you some sort of either prosperity write-off or just energy clearance in your body. So if you're feeling a little bit weighed down or heavy when it comes to your energy levels this month, it could be affecting your finances, and it could have a lot to do with what's around you. The other thing, like I said, it doesn't have to always do with physical objects. It could have to do with money. So if you have a credit card bill that you've been slowly paying off, this is a great month to just finish off the balance. If you haven't paid attention to bills and to your budget, this is a great time to sit down and make a budget. They're not as hard as they sound. It's just a matter of sitting down and spending the time to estimate everything. So you got the point there. Clear and get control over your finances, and you'll feel a lot better. All right, so let's now take a look at love and relationships. And actually, here it is. Your love card this month is not to feel like you're isolated. You may sometimes feel like you're alone, but there's a lot of love and a lot of people around that would like to be there for you. But it's up to you to take that first step. And knowing that also on a very spiritual and metaphysical level, you're very protected right now by the angelic forces and by your guides. This card comes through when they're closer to you, and you can reach out to them for love and support as well. They love to be there for you in that aspect. So now let's take a look at your destiny for January. This is where you're headed. It is something that you can change because free will exists. I'm just looking at your overall trajectory. And we have small steps asking for help. And it's sort of like a page card here, this camel boy card. But when we look at this, it's really about taking small steps and making sure that people know that you need assistance. So let's review everything, and then we'll get into the 2017 forecast. Your channeled information is to explore, to get outside of your comfort zone. And part of the way you can do that is through vision activities, through meditation, through vision quests, through just allowing yourself to dream a little bit more. And as we look at your overall cards for the month, again, watching your communication because we are coming out of retrograde, and knowing that it's going to improve. I really see enhanced opportunities and comfort level for you coming through in the next 2 to 3 months. It seems like there's sort of a built-up dream desire to travel more, or to be a part of the world more, to connect with people a little bit better. So whether you do that through the internet or physically traveling, or allowing yourself to just consume movies or books that are about knowledge expansion or travel, that would be really good. For some of you, there may be a physical need to commute more, or you might be stuck in a little bit of traffic this month. I don't see it as a permanent thing, but maybe for the next 4 to 6 weeks, you might have to deal with some delays there. The money situation is pretty good. You're gonna have some unexpected costs, but overall, I'm not seeing significant debt. The biggest challenge for you is not to stress too much about the future, and to get to a lot closer to what it is that you want. Whether you're young or old, there's always a dream, there's always a connection to your soul where there's something you want to explore. Trying not to also get too involved in other people's lives is going to help you, and to focus on really what you want to do in February and March. I see them as being powerful months for you. June as well. We'll take a look at the whole year, and that'll probably be a little bit clearer. All right. For your health card, about making sure that you call other people when you need help, not just the other way around. Clearing any sort of financial burdens, debts, or objects in your life that aren't adding value to your life. Knowing that for your destiny here, if you're feeling lonely, you're not alone. You may feel lonely, but you can call on the love and affection of your guides, and you can also try to connect more, like this card says, give us your cares. There's probably some social activities or some friends that you might be able to connect to a little bit more, but you have to take that first step to say, do you want to meet? And finally, again, asking for help when you need it, and taking small steps towards your goals in life. That's really what's key. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my cards back, and then we're going to take a look at 2017. And I love to do this part because I never know what could come through. So let's give it a really nice shuffle. And let's look at your karma card, which is showing both the blessings and the burdens or the challenges from your past. And let's look at your destiny card, your opportunities that you might be unaware of or unwilling to sort of see here. Okay, they fall nicely into line with what we've already seen. In fact, we saw some of the same cards, but now in the upright position. So your opportunity right now is to stop thinking of the impossible. Stop thinking that things aren't going to happen or that you can't do something. I want you to erase the word never, can't, won't, no from your language this year and think of possibilities. And in that regard, when we look here at your destiny, it's all about intention. And we're looking at something that's going to take some time. Just like an egg takes a while to hatch, so will your intentions. And trust me, I'm as impatient as you are for some things. And you just have to sort of allow the universe to properly align things. So much the same way as a baby takes a certain amount of time to be born, or an egg takes a certain time to be hatched, if you try to make it happen too soon, then it's not ready, okay? So that's the main thing. What I also like with this is, if I pull it a little closer, we see that beautiful dandelion seed. So don't limit yourself. Like when you make a wish, all those little seeds could be wishes. So allow yourself to start to dream of all the impossible things that you might have thought that you couldn't do. And again, sort of forget about never, think about maybe or possible. All right, when we look at January, February, and March, Two of Pentacles in reverse, there will be some challenges in regards to money and your managing of time and energy. So do that wisely and try not to overextend yourself. Also, just be careful about your spending habits. With proper budgeting, it's possible, although it could be a little bit tighter. When we look at April, May, and June, things are looking a lot better for you. Now I'm actually seeing a properly aligned and upright star card. We went into a lot of explanation about this before, but it can mean you finally feeling like people understand you, or that you found your tribe and people, you're with maybe fellow artists, creative people, or practical thinkers, whatever it is that you're looking for in your life, you're among them and you can shine brightly. It's also a very creative card, so if there's anything that you want to do creative, writing, drawing, even like singing, whatever it is, this is a time to put more energy into that. I feel like as we get into July, August, and September, you are going to feel stronger. Your energy will come back. Your physical health should be in a better place. It's also a really good time to sign new contracts, like a lease, or anything that has to do with will, or anything where you're going to need a long-term sort of signature or commitment. At the very end of the year, we have the Moon card. This is October, November, and December. And this is a card in its reversal that is saying, don't be afraid of talking about things that are uncomfortable, or dealing with things that you might have swept under the rug. Things like that only tend to sort of fester. And so this is a time to be, again, honest and true to yourself. It is also a creative card. You have a lot of creative energy here in the last 3 quarters of the year. But this one is about going into, sometimes using even some of the pain in your life to make something beautiful out of it. One thing you want to avoid is arguments, or getting pulled onto one side or the other. This is a time to be much more sort of even-tempered. You really don't want that to be something that's pulling you in one way or the other. So again, just to state everything overall, try to avoid negative thinking or restrictive thinking. Allow things to have the time that they need to unravel. From January, February, and March, you really want to focus on budget and time management. April, May, and June, it's about coming into your own, doing things that you like, expressing yourself creatively. In July, August, and September, it's really a good time for signing contracts, creating new things in your life, new jobs, new opportunities. And the last 3 months of the year, you want to avoid conflict, but you do want to bring up anything that's sort of causing undue stress for you. The other thing that I'll mention is that for those of you that struggle with fertility, this is probably not the best time to conceive. It would be much better in the middle of the year, basically from April through September. That's a much better time. Other than that, that's everything for 2017. If you'd like a more comprehensive month-by-month reading, I do offer those. You can reach out to me on my website and we can do a 12-month reading. It's just a lot to do that plus January, so I combined them this month. Otherwise, if you'd like to stay in touch, the easiest way to do so is to subscribe to this channel. I also offer a newsletter, and I think the single most asked thing is, when are your videos coming out? And so if you want to know, subscribe to my newsletter and I'll send you an email. So I try to remind people of that, but I know that still sometimes that, maybe you just don't want to subscribe, but that's a great way to know immediately. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that's pretty much it. So if you'd like to join me on any, all, or none of those, feel free to do so. If you found that this was really helpful and you'd like to give back, I always include an optional donate button at the end. That's completely up to you. There's no pressure there. Otherwise, thank you so much for all the support that you've lent over the past couple of years. And I look forward to seeing where we're all headed over the course of this year. And I'm really happy that you allow me to be here for you every month to help us all grow spiritually. And that is something that I'd like to do more of over the course of this year, is to really focus on spiritual growth and development, and really to expand the reach of this channel beyond just tarot. So keep an eye out for some videos in regards to all of that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a great new year, and thanks again for joining me. Bye.